So are you guys ready to play a new game here?
Let's do it.
This is called I Know, I Think, I Doubt. I'm going to give you a statement. Each one of you has 3 of these. I will give you a statement, and you tell me if you know that to be true, you think it could be true, or you doubt that to be true.
We don't get to all answer each one?
Well, I'm going to ask it to you specifically, then we could all discuss.
Gotcha.
So we're going to go in order. And G, you're up first with the first ever I Know, I Think, I Doubt.
Okay.
The statement is, if Deshaun Watson isn't vintage Deshaun Watson again this season, the Browns will still make the playoffs. Do you know that? Do you think that? Or do you doubt that?
It's a good one.
That is a great one.
Thank you.
Because the word vintage can be broken down into so many things.
If he isn't good.
If he's not good.
He can't play at a winning level, right? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I doubt it. I doubt it. The reason I doubt it is because they had an opportunity to go get a quarterback that could have given you average. I think I advocate going back to DTR, but at the end of the day, I just keep asking myself, DTR in Baltimore, PJ Walker, Baltimore, and even Deshaun Watson going into Baltimore with half an arm. I doubt it. They need to find some competent. I actually think the best way that they make the playoffs is if DTR plays a couple games and then they start developing a game plan around him because he has a higher ceiling. But I doubt it.
Tyvis, what do you think?
Well, I think after Nick Chubb went down, it was all based on how Deshaun Watson was going to be in this season. And if he's not going to be there or he's not going to play at a winning level, I don't really see it. I mean, I know they've been doing it the last couple of weeks with P.J. Walker. If Deshaun doesn't turn the ball over, they win maybe. But if he's not throwing touchdowns, like the way that they've been winning is not a recipe that's going to help.
Hard to sustain the way they're winning.
So I doubt it.
I almost wish there was a category between I think and I doubt.
Right.
I wish there was something in between.
I'm not giving you the cop-out.
No, I know. I'm going to have to go with these guys. I'm hesitant because I think with their defense, there are enough winnable games on the schedule that they – you know what? I'm going to stay – even though I'm pissed at the Browns right now, give me the options again.
I know, I think, or I doubt.
I'm going to go be a little positive, even on a day where I'm pissed, and I'm going to say I think. I think they can still make it because I'm like, okay, I think they're going to win. Now, if they lose to Arizona, see ya.
If they lose to Arizona, it's over.
But I'm assuming they're going to win this week. Maybe that's stupid, but I'm assuming they're going to win this week, which makes them 5-3. I think they could get to the playoffs with 10 wins. Now, 10's not going to be easy, and I don't think they can do it if they lose to Arizona. But they have the Bears. They have the Steelers at home. They're getting bad quarterback play, too. They're playing a lot of teams the rest of the season, outside of the Bengals and the Ravens, that don't have great quarterback play either, and Jacksonville, that don't have great quarterback play. So if in their final, they'd be 5-3 if they win this week, right?
Correct.
They'd have 9 games left. If they can go 5-4 in those 9, it's going to be tough. It's hard, but it's possible. I'll say that. Go ahead.
Next up, Bull, you're going to start with this one.
Okay.
And once again, these word choices are very particular.
Yes, you're right.
Right now, we look at Dustin Hopkins as one of the best kickers in football. So my statement is we will still look at Dustin Hopkins as a very, very good kicker when the regular season ends. Bull, do you know we will? Do you think we will? Or do you doubt we will?
I'm going to say I think again because, although it's a much stronger think than with the Browns, last one. I got reason to believe in him. He's made some kicks in bad weather. I can't say I know because kickers outside of 1 or 2 guys are very frugal. Or frugal's not the right word.
Yeah.
They're hard to predict. You have kickers that are like can't miss, and then they miss a few and they fall apart. It happens all the time. That Brett Maher of the Cowboys was great for much of last season. Then he fell apart and he's like done. So we've seen that time and time again. So I'll say I think that he's going to be really good.
I'm going to say I know. That guy hits more field goals and he saved a lot of games. And to me, I think that's something that's going to consistently be there. I think they finally got hit the nail on the head and finally got a kicker that can win them games. So I'm going to say, to be positive, I'm going to say I know.
I'm gonna say I know because we give P.J. Walker credit for all them wins. Actually, them wins should be going to the kicker. He's been more pivotal than the quarterback in winning some of these games. He's kicked in some bad weathers. And like I said, I like people to be right down the middle. You know what I'm saying? I like the fact that when Steph Curry shoot free throws, it don't hit nothing. It's just go right down, up through the basket and hit the floor. That's exactly what I like when my field goal kickers. I don't want to be guessing. And he's been doing this thing this year. I'm going to go with I know.
All right, next up, G, we're going to start with you. Myles Garrett is going to win Defensive Player of the Year this season. Do you know that? Do you think that? Or do you doubt that?
Well, I know that because here's how it is. So basically, in this industry, and we don't vote on these things, but we know a lot of guys that do get a vote for this stuff, and how they operate is purely on narrative.
Well, not all of them, but there's I don't think some guys I think actually do the work. Well, you're right. I agree that a lot of them.
Like LeBron could have got an MVP 5 years in a row, but they were like, well, we can't give it to
10 years in a row.
Well, we can't give it to him 5 years in a row, right?
That's true.
And so now, like Joel Embiid, Joel Embiid was supposed to be. They're like, well, he was close last year. We didn't give it to him.
That do be happening.
Let me go ahead and give it to him. Let's get it to you. So they already gave Bosa his. T.J. Watt got his. This is the coming of Myles Garrett. He hasn't thrown a helmet in a while. He hasn't flipped his car. None of that good stuff. So now Myles Garrett, come on. We like your Halloween high suit. Yeah. If he gets anywhere over 17, 18 sacks, he's going to be different.
By the way, the Seahawks punter used his helmet as a weapon against the Browns last week. Nothing came of that.
Nothing.
What happened?
Yeah.
The Seahawks punter took his helmet off, and he was swinging it.
Really?
I did not see
Was it
that.
the Seahawks punter?
It was another.
Maybe it was a different game. Was it a different game?
Yeah, that was a different game.
What game was I watching?
There's no way it would have happened, and we wouldn't have seen it everywhere.
You're right. I think I'm
Twitter
holding.
spheres.
I got to make sure I'm not crazy. Hold on.
So while he's looking up, Titus,
Yeah.
will Myles Garrett win Defensive Player? Do you know, do you think, or do you doubt?
I'm between I know and I think. I hope so.
It's not an answer. This
know.
isn't the I hope so game
come on.
segment. This is the I know, I think, or
By
I
the
doubt.
way, it was the Buccaneers punter against the Bills Thursday night.
Yep.
Okay.
That was it. I don't know why I was thinking it was the Browns game.
I'll say that I know because of everything G. Bush said. He talked me into it.
G. Bush is a wise man. I'm with him too. I don't agree that there is definitely a segment of the voting based on these things that goes with the narrative, which is pathetic. I don't want to lump everybody in together because there are guys and women who do their job the proper way.
75%, yeah, right.
But there is enough.
Well, my question.
And Myles Garrett right now has been the best defensive player.
How are we judging that though? Because Hunter got 10 sacks on the season.
Who does?
Danielle Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not just sacks. That's not the only stat.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So how are we judging it?
Well, look. So
that's why I said. That's why I'm between. I think and I know because I don't know how they judge it.
Because they'll say, all right, well, Danielle Hunter got the sacks, but Myles Garrett demands the most attention. He gets triple teamed the most. He's the most disruptive. He gets to the quarterback the fastest. If they want to give you an award, they'll make something.
But what if a guy rips off 10 picks?
They can go by PFF grade. They can go by.
I just think it's a lot that go into
all right.
it all.
So what are you going with? I know or I think?
G. Bush talked me into
I
I
know.
know.
Okay, next, Mike.
Next up, Tyvus, we're going to start with you. Kevin Stefanski is a good head coach. I know, I think, or I doubt.
Why would you give me this?
Dang, bro. That's
Why would you do this?
That's terrible.
These are good questions. I'm proud of myself.
Kevin Stefanski is a good head coach. Okay. Unbiased opinion. Not because I'm a Browns employee. Not none of that.
You're not a Browns employee.
I am a Browns employee.
Yes.
They cut my check for sure. As a matter of fact, y'all owe me one. But anyways,
Come on, Jimmy. You got the money. Pay the man.
you know what all biases aside, I think he is a good head coach because I just think that just given off of this season alone, the things that he's overcome with the injuries and all of the off the field stuff, to still have his team locked in on Sundays and still able to perform in the way that they're performing, that's a sign to me of a good head coach. You go down 14-0 and your team still fights and comes back and y'all was winning 20-17 in Seattle in a hostile place, I think that's a sign of a good coach. So I'm going to say I think.
G. Bush.
In these positions as a head coach, you're evaluated for a lot of things: how you coach, what plays you call, who you develop, can you motivate people, all those things in the game situations. And to be truthful, if you add all those things up, Kevin Stefanski should have an I know. He should have it, but his in-game situational football is so bad. It costs games. It costs you the fact that you put the ball in P.J. Walker's hands instead of the running game, and it baffles me. I doubt it because it's not,
Whoa.
He went from I
Went
know.
all the way to the opposite.
I doubt it
Down.
because it wasn't. This isn't just a 1 year thing. I was mad a couple years ago. My dad brought this up. They were in scoring position. Remember the game against the Green Bay Packers? Baker Mayfield was there. Nick Chubb had ran the ball all the way up the field. All they need to do is go get a field goal to win this game. And he threw the ball 3 straight times. And Baker Mayfield threw an interception. So he doesn't learn from a lot of things. I just doubt it at this point. I think he may be a good coordinator.
I'm going to go complete opposite of G. Bush. I know Kevin Stefanski is a good coach. I don't think Kevin Stefanski. If the question had been, is Kevin Stefanski a great coach? I would have said, I doubt. But a good coach? I think he's a good coach. Is he flawed? Absolutely. Absolutely. And if you dive into the play calling of any coach outside of probably nobody, maybe Andy Reid, you could find plenty of things to be critical of if we were breaking down other coaches like we break down Stefanski. I know he's a good coach. I don't think he's a great coach. I know he's good, and I'm not getting rid of him.
We got 3 more, maybe 4 if we have time, but we have 3 more. And Ty, we're back to you.
Wow.
Elijah Moore will have a 100-yard receiving game this season. Do you know that? Do you think that? Or do you doubt that?
Why would you give me this?
Answering them all,
I know
so
why you gave me this question, and that's what make it even funnier. You know what?
He's a man.
You know what? I know. You said I stood and banged the table for this guy. So listen, you ain't gonna let me down. I know at some point you gonna have a 100-yard game. Now I don't know when. I'm hoping. You know, it's some game. What is it? 9 games left. You got 9 chances. If you can't get 100 yards, then they might need to cut bait with you. So I'm gonna say I know that he's gonna get 100 yards at least in 1 game this season. Book it.
G?
Again, this should be I know. Based on what we talked about during the season, based on the fact that what people told us in training camp, and based on the quarterback you had, this should have been I know easy.
It should have been.
But I doubt it. Let's go right back to I doubt it. And the reason I doubt it is because think about it like this way. You just got rid of a receiver that was productive last year for free. So he had 0 targets. He couldn't even get targets. So what makes me think that all of a sudden Elijah Moore is going to be just stuffing the stat sheet, especially if P.J. Walker is playing, and especially if Deshaun Watson ain't back to normal. There's no way he gets 100 yards. And it's just not me. I would love for him to get them. Yeah. It's just I'm just telling you what the numbers have been bearing out so far.
Do you know how many games Elijah Moore has played in his career?
I can tell you.
No,
yeah.
I know it. I'm asking somebody to guess.
Well, I'm looking at it, so I won't guess. If you guys want to guess.
How many games has Elijah Moore
42?
played? 42? Close, 34. Do you know how many 100-yard games he has in those 34?
2.
1. Since that game in his rookie year where he had 141 yards in that one big game, I think he's had over 65 twice. And he has not even had 90 yards once.
Yeah.
The Browns have the worst passing game in the league. The odds are that Deshaun Watson, even if he plays this year, will not be at his best. So I think the chances of him having a 100-yard game are probably less than 5%.
Yeah.
So I doubt it.
Well, I'm going with the less than 5.
Let's all hope Tyvus is right.
Yeah, and we hope Tyvus is right.
All right,
Next.
Bull, you're going to be our first answer for this next one. A Browns quarterback will throw 3 touchdowns in a game this season. I know, I think, or I doubt.
I really want to say yes because I'm hoping Watson can surprise us and be healthy. I'm going to say I think. I'm going to shock you here. They got a one game, right? They're playing enough bad teams. Like maybe that game against the Bears late in the year. Maybe Watson's like 75% and he's out there. I don't know. Maybe even this week against the Cardinals. Crazier things have happened. I mean, I'll say it happens one time this year. I think it's going to happen. I don't feel confident, but I'm going to say yes. Weird things happen.
I doubt it.
Man.
Nothing else to say. I doubt it.
That's really the right answer.
It's funny. When you said that, I turned around and looked at the screen so fast, I hurt my neck again. I was just like, dang, bro, I got to take it easy, bro.
You know what the sad thing is? Before the season, what were you at? What was the
all kind of yards, all kind of everybody had.
I'm the only one that's still standing on this Elijah Moore thing.
Yards was coming down like a waterfall from heaven.
Oh, my God.
Everybody was going
5,000, wasn't it?
Hey, it's a shame. I can't even ask for 3 touchdowns. You know when is the last time a Browns quarterback threw 3 touchdowns? Do we know
Baker
that?
probably did it.
That's a great Anthony. Well,
I'm
look
sure
it up for us
Baker
right
did
now.
it.
I mean,
Baker did it.
Yeah, I don't see
I
that.
mean, think about it. Like we've been anemic
Oh, my God.
offensively for decades. Like literally decades before. Like, you know, when you see the ticker and other quarterbacks and be like, oh, he threw for 4 touchdowns. I think
3. When you see 3, it's like
Baker threw 4 touchdowns against Cincinnati. He threw 4 touchdowns against Cincinnati
when
Odell was out. That's the one I remember off the top of my head. But 3 touchdown passes.
He threw 4 against Tennessee.
That's what I see. As his
The
most
one
recent.
against the Bengals, he actually threw 5 touchdowns.
Oh,
Baker.
So, to answer your question, the last time a Browns quarterback threw for 3 touchdowns in a game was December 6, 2020.
That was Baker.
Baker actually did it 8 times through 3 or more touchdowns, although 4 of them were in his rookie season. 4 of the 8.
Listen, I'm sorry. That's a bad stat. That make us look crazy. Like to think about like that he threw that many times for 3 touchdowns or more, and we can't even sniff that. We ain't even nowhere close to that. We running the triple option.
that's
This is crazy. That's crazy, ain't it?
we running the triple option.
Hey, yeah, we ain't nowhere close to 3 touchdowns. No, that's crazy. The fact that he threw that many times.
How many times you said?
Hey, you better be lucky Jay ain't here.
As a rookie,
Jay would have been on top of that.
As a rookie, he did 3 or more 4 times. In his second year, he did it twice. His third year, he did it twice. And his 4th year, he did not throw 3 touchdowns.
Dang. Jay would have put that helmet on and would have been twerking on the table.
Wow.
Just twerking shoulders, just
Ty, what do you think? Will it happen?
Yeah, nah, I doubt. I said I doubt. Nothing to
All
say.
right.
I said I doubt.
that ain't
Next.
That's not
All
happening.
right, last one. G. Bush, you're going to start us off here. Pierre Strong is the best running back on the Browns roster right now.
I know.
I know. Oh, a confident I know.
I agree.
But you were high on Kareem Hunt.
I like him too. I'm running with them 2 backs.
I agree.
The thing about Pierre Strong is, Kareem Hunt looks like he's labored a little bit because of that quad injury. He's good for two carries burst. You know what I'm saying? Get him out. But Pierre Strong, when I look at the all-22, he has vision. When you want to run a stretch zone play, you can do it 3 ways. You can bounce it, you can cut it up in the middle, or you can bend it back against the grain. He does a tremendous job of bending it back against the grain. He puts his foot in the ground. He goes north-south. He has bursts. He can catch the football out of the backfield. That's why I'm disappointed, once again, that he was playing a very pivotal role in that game. And then in the second half, in the third quarter, we didn't see him no more. And I'm confused by that.
Do you know what Jerome Ford, who do you think had a better 40 time coming out? Jerome Ford or Pierre Strong?
Pierre Strong.
I think probably Pierre Strong.
What do you think they both ran?
4 threes, 4-4.
4 5s.
Pierre Strong ran a 4.37, and Ford ran a 4.46.
That's what I ran. Me and Jerome Ford's the same speed.
That's a significant difference, though, between the two.
It
No?
is.
I mean,
And especially when you talk about the aggressiveness, Jerome Ford, that's why Nick Chubb is so good, because his vision on
best.
any even given play, he's going to get you 3-4. And I just like the fact that Strong, there was times where he would press the front side, read color in the hole, which is basically linebacker and lineman in that gap. Put his foot and just cut back, and he would have 4 or 5 yards off top. So I love to see him get the ball more, and that's one of the reasons I want to see DTR on top of that. I think, this is a little ahead of yourself, but I would start DTR, and the same way you talk about using that read option, that would be a big part of what we're doing.
Was I here when I told y'all I think Pierre Strong is the best quarter running back?
I think
I don't know. I've been talking about him for 2 weeks.
Because you said you wanted to see him.
Yeah, because I when I watched the little bit that I seen of him before, like when they made the trade for him, obviously it was like a little highlight clip of him and the Patriots, and I was like, man, he got good vision.
Yeah.
Like that's something that you can't, because a lot of running backs get the ball, they tell you to go through the C gap, he gonna try to press the C gap,
Yeah.
but this dude got the ball, seen it, was like boom, cut back, like boom, 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 and cut all the way back. He even did it in the Seahawks game last week, and I think it was his first or second carry. He cut it back, and I'm like, that's a great read by him, and he got the speed, and I'm just like, I think he's better than Jerome Ford.
I agree with you guys. I think they should. I don't like using 3 guys that much.
No.
I would use Pierre Strong as my first, second down back, and then Kareem Hunt is maybe share third down time,
goal line,
and then Kareem Hunt be my goal line short yardage guy.